This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And today, you'll see how radical it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be pretty. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Good Columbus Day. Some people are working, some people aren't. So the people that aren't working, good. The people that are working, feel sorry for you. Today's not going to be a good day, people. I've been politically correct back in the day, politically incorrect. Lately, I've been politically insane. I don't know what the next step is, but today I'm going to take it because this crap that's going on, I'm tired of it, and it's not going to be pretty. But before we do all that, I've got a beautiful lady with me, a friend of mine from Cahokia, Jessie McClellan. She's up here. She's fighting the fight against the culture of corruption in Cahokia in Centerville Township. And Jessie, I appreciate you coming in and sit in. What the hell's going on down in Cahokia?
The question is, what the hell isn't going on in Cahokia? I got the agenda for the board meeting tomorrow night, and it looks like, you remember all those $30 an hour jobs that the mayor gave out a while back? Well, now they're getting assistance.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean the makeup, do-nothing jobs that Curtis McCall Jr. and Sr. gave out to the people that helped get them elected, and everybody else in Cahokia is going to have to pay for it? Yeah, I remember those jobs.
This is ridiculous. It's ludicrous is what it is. These guys are driving around in city-owned vehicles, some of them voter fraud felons. This is all political payback for the absentees for the election, and we have to pay for it. We, the taxpayers, the good citizens of Cahokia, have to pay for it. Now they're getting assistance to do nothing, to assist them in doing nothing. That's good. Absolutely. They're hiring an assistant to the water and sewer. They're hiring an assistant to the recreation department, which the last I checked, we don't have any recreation in Cahokia, with the exception of the fitness center.
Right.
Everything's been closed down. The pool wasn't even opened up. So tomorrow night, there's a board meeting at 7 o'clock at Village Hall. We are calling out for all citizens to come out and represent, get upset. They can't shut us up. They cannot stop us from talking and asking questions. They're also hiring another park ranger, by the way, and the last I checked, it's October, so I don't know why we need another park ranger at this time. Yeah. So I wanted to tell you all about that and, let you know about the Right for Cahokia Facebook page. I started that page right after the election because I knew I wanted to watch what McCall was going to do. And we've grown in size. We're almost 800 strong now. And we're putting out the information. We're doing freedom of informations. We're asking questions at meetings, and we're putting that information out for the good citizens of Cahokia. So watch that page for updates. Also, we've learned a lot, and we're going to meetings regarding freedom of information. There is a watchdog committee out of Edgar County that did a citizen's arrest on their mayor and Parks District, the whole board. And they're doing a watchdog meeting on the 24th at the DoubleTree Hotel in Collinsville. Bob, I will email you that information so that you can continue to promote that. But they teach you about doing freedom of information and making your government transparent.
Good. Hey, Jesse, I guess that's not going to be a job. I guess that's not going to be a job fair. I didn't see any advertising for positions opening in Cahokia. And I say this to all the proud people in Cahokia, black and white, just like St. Clair County. You people pay for these positions. You pay for these jobs, sometimes do-nothing jobs, not just in Cahokia, but all throughout St. Clair County because of the culture of corruption. But you never get to apply for these jobs. Now, Curtis McCall, I've said it 1,000 times before and after the election, it's never been about the Curtis McCall team. It's the Curtis McCall family. Now his youngest son is an alderman in Centerville. When are you proud blacks in Centerville, in Allerton, in Cahokia? When are you people going to understand that Curtis McCall's not going to do anything but give to his family? Then he's going to go up the hill and step and fetch like the plantation Negro he is. And I say that not to piss off the proud black community, but to distinguish the proud black community from these rotten bastards, these black son of a bitches that get elected, then they sell out to the white boys. Jesse McClellan, thank you very much. You keep the fight up in Cahokia, because how Cahokia goes, how East St. Louis goes, how below the hill goes is how we're all going in St. Clair County.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
Jesse McClellan, beautiful lady from Cahokia, a fighter. I want to say also in Cahokia, since we're on the subject, don't have a lot of time left for this subject because I've got plenty more. The Jerry Nichols, the lone wolf, the only one on the board that's not kissing, well, he's on the phone now. Hey, go ahead, Jerry. I'm just going to talk about you. What the hell's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much, Bob. How you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing good. Somebody told me that Curtis McCall Jr. had the audacity and the disrespect to tell you, as a representative of the people of Cahokia, as a trustee, as an elected official, that you have to ask this little son of a bitch before you can go into any of the properties that Cahokia own, the people of Cahokia own?
Yeah, you did, Bob. I've been going in code enforcement for about almost 5 years, and I punch the buttons and go in. I'm not there to hurt nothing or bother nothing. And I had a couple of his cronies, his public works director and assistant public works director. They called and told him that I was in the office, and he did call me. He called me and asked me if I was in there. And I said, yes. He said, how'd you get in? I said, I pushed the buttons and walked in. Well, he said he didn't want me in there. And he said if I want to talk to him, I'd have to call him. Well, I'd have to call him at school because he's not doing his job. You know, he's at a school doing a teacher's job or whatever he does. But he told me I had to call him before I can go in any office. But I also told him that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, let me tell you, and we talked about it yesterday, and you said, hey, Bob, I'm going to take one for the team because I'm an elected official, and you've got every right. Now, if they try to arrest you, I think they're going to have a lot of crap on their hands. I don't think Brendan Kelly would even go that far. But people in Cahokia, listen to me. This is a trustee, Jerry Nichols, who was voted in by the people. And Curtis McCall Jr., the mayor, is saying that he can't go on any village property and check out the employees and what's going on without getting permission from him. Curtis McCall Jr. Hey, Curtis McCall Jr., you piece of political crap. Who the hell? And I know you're not working today. You're off, you stupid son of a bitch. Give me a call and defend yourself. Jerry, I hope the hell you keep the fight up in Cahokia because you are the lone wolf. You are the only one that's standing up on that board. The rest of these son of a bitches that got elected are kissing McCall's ass. I hope you stand strong because this crap needs to go away in Cahokia, in Centerville, in East St. Louis, in Belleville, all throughout this county. I hope you keep the fight up, Jerry Nichols.
Well, the fight's still going strong, Bob, and he's putting up ordinances in tomorrow night to hire 5 more people for assistance, like Jesse said. It's completely wrong. He's overspending money we don't have, the money he's already spent, plus hiring his assistant. She told me I could go into offices if I wanted to. I had the right. And he calls me 15 minutes later and tells me I'm not able to go in the office unless I call him. So it's not working.
Yeah. Well, listen, He must think he's the king and not Martin Luther King. Hey, you're not the king of Cahokia, you idiot. Curtis McCall Jr., you're one vote on that board. You're no stronger than any of the elected officials. You're not as strong as your bosses, and that's all the voters of Cahokia, Illinois. So I don't give a damn if you were for Curtis McCall before. You can't be for him now unless he's going to give you a job, and he can't give out 1,000, 1,500 jobs. He promised probably 500. Jerry Nichols, the lone wolf of Cahokia, you keep up the fight, buddy, and thanks for the call. Let's do our housekeeping, and then it ain't going to be pretty, people, so you may want to turn the radio off because I'm going to be honest, and it's never pretty when you're honest. Fish Fry coming up October the 16th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Scottish Rites Temple. 1549 Frank Scott Parkway West in Belleville, Illinois. That's October the 16th. AmVets, Granite City, great bunch of guys having their turkey shoot every Sunday until November the 22nd. Don't forget, Andy and Debbie's Haunted Hotel Costume Party, 30th Annual Adult Halloween Costume Party. Going to be held Saturday, October the 24th. If you need any information, going to be a great time. The radio station will be there. You can call 452-1123 or 452-1234. What else we got here? Got the trivia night. As you guys can tell, I'm really prepared for this. Trivia night, sponsored by St. Stephen's Catholic Church Men's Club. That's this Saturday, October the 17th. It's at Vote Hall in Caseyville. And the next day, Sunday, the St. Stephen's Men's Club in Caseyville, all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast. That's from 8 a.m. to noon, also at the Vote Hall. And my good friends out in Freeburg Troop 30, the Boy Scouts Barbecue, will be held at the Rural Family Medicine parking lot from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on October the 17th. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Randy Casper at 618-779-6205. And with me, Jim Hersey, my good buddy, sitting in with me again today. And what the hell you got going on, Jim?
Well, coming up this Saturday over at Rock Springs Park in O'Fallon, we have a Making Strides Breast Cancer Walk. This is the 5th year I've been back with them hosting and emceeing, along with John Pertzborn from Fox 2, and we're going to try to make some difference in cancer. And that's over at Rock Springs Park, 428 East 3rd Street in O'Fallon, this Saturday, October 17th, and we kick off at 9 a.m.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much. Before we get to on this date, I was in Freeburg Saturday, Millstadt Sunday. Both, what a great group of people in both Millstadt and Freeburg. They had their chili cook-offs, respectively, one on Saturday, Freeburg, the other on Sunday, Millstadt. Great crowds at both, and the radio station was out there. As you know, I'm running for state representative. Got a great response. So I want to thank everybody for the great reception in both Freeburg and Millstadt. I'll be out there many more times asking for your support and pledging that I will fight the fight in Springfield. I can't promise you a lot. I'm only one vote. But what I can promise you, I'll raise so much hell in Springfield, they'll do something where they'll take me out in a coffin, and probably both will happen, and that's good for everybody, I guess. So again, I want to thank everybody in Freeburg and Millstadt, and especially Mayor Spicer. I hope you and your son got the shirts and hats that I sent out to you. And his son, Mitch, 18 years old, handsome young man, could have went to college on a scholarship, could have played sports. He decided to serve our country in the Marine Corps. And Mitch Spicer, I want to again salute you for taking time out of your very valuable life to do that. On this date, October the 12th, 1692, Massachusetts Bay disbanded witch trials. Hey, I guess, Mrs. Kern, you can go up to Massachusetts now. You be safe. On this date, October the 12th, 1892, the original version of the Pledge of Allegiance was first recited in public schools to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Columbus landing. I wonder how the hell it's different than the one today. Maybe we'll find out. On this date, October the 12th, 1901, President Theodore Roosevelt renamed the Executive Mansion the White House. On this date, October the 12th, 1933, bank robber John Dillinger escaped from a jail in Allen County, Ohio, with the help of his gang, who then killed the sheriff. On this date, October the 12th, 1973, President Nixon nominated Gerald Ford for vice president after Vice President Spiro Agnew resigned amid scandal. On this date, October the 12th, 1999, the day of 6 billion, that's with a B, the proclaimed 6 billionth living human on the world was born. 6 billion people in this great world of ours. That's what happened on this date, October the 12th, throughout all these years in our world's history. Pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. Go to our streaming at insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM and also our sister station, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday, and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. Also, St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, Facebook. It's getting steam. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, people, is more of a philosophical organization than it is a social organization. If you feel that we've been screwed, and we all have, by these county politicians, by our local politicians, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, formed by Roger Cook and Carl Officer, co-chairs of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, they got tired of what was going on, and it's a philosophical movement. If you guys are tired, you're automatically members. There's no dues. Just remember to follow the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition Facebook page. They're going to have their website up shortly, and follow that. And it's going to be Democrats, Republicans, independents, men, women, black and white. Everyone that's tired of the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, we hope will become a member. Also, starting Wednesday, we'll be simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. That's our 50,000-watt #1 radio station in the St. Louis area. We'll be broadcasting my show. We'll still have the Golden Oldies, but the show at 10 and 4 p.m., not midnight, but 10 and 4 p.m. will be simulcasted on 1430. So some of you people that, for some areas that can't pick up 1190 very good, just switch over to 1430 a.m. That's 1430 a.m. KZQZ. Starting Wednesday, my show will be simulcasted, so that'll be about 5 million potential listeners, and we're gearing up for the election year. I know some people won't be happy on KZQZ, so if you're not, just turn it off at 10, turn it back on 11, turn it off at 4, turn it back on at 5. So the people that can't hear 1190 KQQZ that well in their listening area, take it to 1430 starting Wednesday. And also, I've talked with the engineer, 1190 will be up full blast by the weekend. So starting next Monday probably, we're still working on the power to make it sound a lot better. We were going to shut it down completely, but people kept calling, and so we're going to leave it at lower power. So if you get a little static, don't worry about it. After next Monday, it'll be booming. It'll probably break your eardrum. So we're working on all that for the improvement, just like the highway. You get aggravated while the highway's being repaired, but once it's repaired, it's a smooth drive. Okay, we got to go here. No disrespect, and I mean that. Well, number one, our good friend from Allerton, the mayor of Allerton, Tom Howard, I just left the church. He's being buried today. Tom Howard, a great man. He was the chief of police in Allerton, then became the mayor. He's being laid to rest today. So again, to the Howard family, our deepest condolences. I've been through it. We've all been through it. So, it's not new. Death is not new to anybody, but it's hard to take when it hits your family. But I want to salute and thank Tom Howard for all he did as a public servant all these years in the great little village of Allerton. So, Tom Howard, I hope that you rest in peace. Let's give him a moment of silence. To the Howard family, our deepest condolences. Now, here's where it's going to get nasty. And I'm just tired of it. I really am. I've been politically insane. I had another public servant die last week. He was put to rest on Saturday. Willie Big Mac McIntosh from Washington Park, him and his lovely, lovely wife of many, many years, Joan McIntosh. Again, I want to give my condolences to you and your entire family. Willie Big Mac McIntosh, we fought sometime, but he was a formidable opponent, political opponent. He would fight you tooth and nail, as I would. And we've had a lot of differences. But at the last few years of Big Mac's life, we've come to become friends. Not so much political allies, but friends. You don't have to be political allies to be friends, because we can all have difference of opinions. They had their funeral Saturday. No disrespect, and I mean this, because Willie Big Mac McIntosh was laying there in peace, laying there in the coffin in peace. And this has nothing to do with Willie Big Mac McIntosh, because he's no longer with us. He had no control over what went on at his funeral. But you know what went on at his funeral? It was no more. And again, no disrespect to Willie Big Mac McIntosh and his family. They had no control over what happened. They made Willie Big Mac McIntosh's funeral a solemn event, supposed to be in respect, admiration, in honor of Willie Big Mac McIntosh. It wasn't that. It was a political rally. How nasty can you bastards get? Roy Mosley Sr. got up at the podium and talked about Kern, talked about Sprague, these two white boys that only come down. You notice when they come down below the hill? When a black person dies or when they need votes. Roy Mosley had the audacity and the nerve to get up on the podium and talk about how Kern let him come up to his big fishing palace up in Brussels in Calhoun County. But guess what? Where there's not a black resident. Let him come up there, him and Willie Big Mac McIntosh, and do some fishing. They was fishing. Then they got too many fish. So Kern said, you can't come up and fish no more. I'm sure he was being facetious. They talked about Sprague and Kern half the time. It wasn't a political rally. It wasn't about Kern. It wasn't about Sprague. It was about Willie Big Mac McIntosh. It was supposed to be something of honor and respect for Willie Big Mac McIntosh. It turned out to be a damn political rally. Mrs. McIntosh had nothing to do with it. Big Mac, of course. He's laying there deceased. He had no control. Roy Mosley Sr., you ought to be ashamed of yourself. He sit there and stepped and fetched for the white boys. And if I piss you off, Roy Mosley Sr., I don't give a damn. That wasn't right. That Willie Big Mac McIntosh had to be sent out on a political rally instead of an honor. It was no honor to talk about Kern, to talk about Sprague. I talked to Mac many times. I don't think he liked Sprague. I don't think he liked Kern. He needed him to get something for his people. And for Kern to have a little tear in his eyes, I think the only tear in Kern's eyes was who the hell's going to get him the votes now. But Roy Mosley to sit there and talk about Kern and Sprague and what good people they are you nuts? You better step and fetch. You better move up to Belleville. Move out to the Orchard where Sprague lives. Come downtown where Kern lives. What a plantation Negro. And then, that wasn't bad enough. Ray Coleman, Mac's friend, and I knew they were friends. I don't think they were that close of friends. The other segment of the funeral was about Ray Coleman. Ray Coleman, this idiot, gets up and says, and he hates Sprague and Kern and Sprague hate him even more. And Ray Coleman says, now that Mac's gone, in essence, I'm taking over. And if Kern was Mac's friend, if Sprague was Mac's friend, then now they're my friends. I asked Coleman, you idiot, why the hell weren't they your friends whenever McIntosh was alive? Why's Big Mac got to die for you to become friends with Sprague and Kern? What egregious bunch of crap. And these are supposed to be, you know what it tells me, people? Especially the proud black community. Even in death, they're going to step and fetch for the white boys in Belleville. I don't think Big Mac would have appreciated that. Big Mac wasn't a stepper and a fetcher. He was a doer. Roy Mosley Sr., you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And the people who were there, these are proud blacks talking to me. They're more pissed than I am, if you can believe that. And it's a matter of honor and respect. They showed no respect. They showed no honor to Willie Big Mac McIntosh. And you people all out there, my enemies, my friends, you can be pissed at me. I'm just a messenger. Anybody there knew what went on and how disrespectful to the McIntosh family. That was supposed to honor Big Mac. Supposed to be about Big Mac. He left this world. It wasn't about Big Mac. It was a political rally, and there's Sprague talking blah, blah, blah. Sprague never comes down to East St. Louis. There's Kern, going to have tears in his eyes. Maybe he poked himself in the eye to get those tears. I don't know. But I know they weren't genuine tears. And what I'll do to you, Kern, I'll give you $20,000. I've got a polygraph examiner waiting in the wings. If you'll take a polygraph test and pass it saying you were down there because you wanted to be, because you were heartfelt about the loss of Willie Big Mac McIntosh and not for political reasons. And I know if you say that, you'd never pass the test. You're a damn liar if you say anything different. You and Sprague both. And the proud black community has found you people out. They found you out, Sprague. They found you out, Kern. But for Roy Mosley, and Roy Mosley was a great friend of Willie Big Mac McIntosh's, a great friend. I'll give him that. But to step and fetch up on the podium when you're supposed to be respecting Willie Big Mac McIntosh for his life's work, his life achievements, and you step and fetch and talk about Kern and Sprague half the time, and then Ray Coleman. I didn't know you were that big of an ass kisser. You better get you some chapstick if you want Kern and Sprague to like you. But for you to sit up there and make that about Ray Coleman, and Ray, I tried to call you last night to tell you that I was coming after you. Your mailbox was full, and you're full too, full of crap. For you to make that a political rally, to you to go up there, Ray Coleman, and shine. Nobody shines at a funeral. Are you nuts? Nobody shines at a funeral. I just went through it. Nobody shines. McIntosh's funeral was for McIntosh. It wasn't for you, Roy Mosley, to say how good Kern was for letting you go fishing, letting you and Mac go fishing. That's all that sumbitch, and he's up in Brussels, $1 million estate that he built, not in St. Clair County because the taxes, they've raised the taxes so high. And there's no blacks up in Calhoun County. That shows you what kind of person Kern really is. But for you, Ray Coleman, to sit there and say that now, that if Mac was friends with Bob Sprague and Mac was friends with Mark Kern, now you'll be friends with them? Why the hell do you think they want you to be their friend, Ray? You got no political support. You got people want to throw your ass out of Washington Park. But to say that, like now you're going to carry the torch, you wouldn't make a pimple on Big Mac's ass, Ray Coleman. Mac was a man. Mac fought the political fight. Mac ran for elections, won and lost. He was up in the political arena. He took his lumps and he gave lumps. You've done nothing but walk in afterwards and try to suck up all the money you can from an impoverished town like Washington Park, trying to go to East St. Louis and get $100,000 to be the governmental affairs consultant. But it was the Ray Coleman Day Saturday. It wasn't the Willie Big Mac McIntosh's funeral. It wasn't a funeral out of respect. Ray Coleman. Give me a call, Ray. 394-1190. 394-1190. Give me a call, Ray. How disrespectful. And people, you can be mad at me. I'm the messenger. But when you sit down and think about it, and for everyone that was there, you know everything I'm saying is 100% correct. And I bring all this out for the main reason, nothing trumps death. This politics is secondary. But whenever people take politics into a church, into a funeral home, that shows you how ate up some of these political people in St. Clair County are. This is Bob Romanik. The the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. You can't believe the phone ringing off the hook. And guess what, people? Everyone agrees with me. And most of these people that have called, and they're still calling, went to the funeral. What a disrespect to the McIntosh family. And again, this has nothing to do with Willie Big Mac McIntosh and his family. Willie's gone. Willie didn't coordinate that. His family didn't coordinate that. It was his good friends, Roy Mosley Sr. and Ray Coleman. How disrespectful. And Roy, you're going to talk about Sprague and Kern and talk about Kern letting you go to fishing? That shows you good people in East St. Louis. How these plantation Negroes, not you proud blacks in East St. Louis, but the plantation Negroes that sell out to the white boys. They'll even sell out at their best friend's funeral. How egregious, how disrespectful is that? And Ray Coleman, if you think you're going to take over Washington Park, you're a bigger idiot than I thought you were. You're not going to take over anything. The people have found you out, Ray Coleman. And for you to disrespect what you called your best friend, Willie Big Mac McIntosh, I don't think anybody, Ray Coleman, wants to be your friend. But I want to say once again, Willie Big Mac McIntosh was a fighter. He was a good family man. He was a great father. He didn't deserve that at the end of his life. From Roy Mosley, from Ray Coleman, from Mark Kern and God Sprague, who sit there. They didn't give a damn about Willie dying. They give a damn about their political future. They did nothing for the people of Canteen Township. Willie Big Mac McIntosh had to fight for it. But that shows you how tied these plantation Negroes are to the white boys. They're even stepping and fetching for them at a funeral of a political leader. Very disrespectful. But like my pop always said, you can't expect respect from someone if they don't respect themselves. And Roy Mosley Sr., Ray Coleman, you guys have shown that apparently you don't respect yourselves because you disrespected Willie Big Mac McIntosh in his last days. What pieces of crap you bastards really are. And on the same note, maybe piss somebody else off. Stanley Franklin, the president of the NAACP, let me call you out. You've done nothing for the proud black community. You take from the whites. Had Aaron and Mark Kern at the top table. Aaron Kern, they tell me, gets 2 awards. All they did was give a little bit of money. They give a little bit of money to the NAACP. They're not committed to the plight of the black man, the black lady, the black children. All they do is throw a few bucks and they've got it. They've got a lot of money. That's like you giving somebody $1. Don't hurt. For the Kerns to give $5,000, $10,000 doesn't hurt because he's got his daddy's money that was given to him. But they come down to the NAACP dinner in St. Louis. They're never down there unless it's political. They don't give a damn. Mark Kern don't give a damn about you. God Sprague don't give a damn about you. You found it out the last 40 years. You think things are going to change now? And here's a white boy. I'm calling you out, Stanley Franklin. Where the hell were you at, Stanley, when I offered $10,000 when the little Hispanic gal and the little black gal from Althoff got in a fight right before graduation. They give them 3 days off, but they wouldn't let them walk down the aisle. And I offered $10,000 so it wouldn't devastate the rest of their lives. They fought hard for those 4 years. And because of a bullcrap fight, they couldn't walk down the aisle. And I fought. I went to the bishop's house twice in my radio car. Apparently it was him. I don't know for sure. Looked out the window. I saw some eyes and slid the curtain back. I was going to give him $10,000. I don't have a dog in a fight. Neither one of those ladies, those young ladies were my family, my relatives. But I fought for them because that was the right thing to do. Stanley Franklin, where the hell were you at? Stepping and fetching for the white boys. Stepping and fetching for Kern. It's all about Kern. It's all about Kern at the funeral of a proud black man. Then it's all about Kern at the NAACP. When is the proud black community going to wake up? When is the proud black community going to wake up? NAACP does nothing for the normal person, the hardworking person in East St. Louis. And where's that money go, Stanley Franklin? I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP. I'm a lifetime member. I never get any letters, never get any correspondence. Where's that money go for these big dinners? Is it an extortion, political extortion? I'm just asking. But Stanley Franklin, you're not there for the proud black community. You're there to prop yourself up. You're there to show that Mark Kern and Aaron Kern are somebody. They can be somebody, but you don't elevate the white people to the NAACP standards. Where's the proud blacks that are fighting for what they believe in? You don't kiss their ass, Stanley Franklin. People of St. Clair County, both black and white, you have to understand me. You see what's going on. They do it at funerals. They do it in NAACP. It's all about politics. Kern will throw some money out. When he ran 12 years ago, I believe it was 12 years ago, the blacks in East St. Louis, hey, we perceive him as a racist, an alleged racist. We don't want to vote for him. And then there's federal tapes where people are saying, well, let's take whatever money we can take down there. Kern knows what he is. He's got nobody fooled, especially the people of East St. Louis. Don't let these bastards, don't let this culture of corruption intimidate you anymore. And now this ignorant bastard is seeking a fourth term for county board. And this stupid son of a bitch has got the audacity and the nerve to say, we just need to continue to provide good services to the county without raising taxes. Does he think we've been in a coma for 12 years? And he's saying he wants to run for a fourth term. We don't need you in the Guinness Book of World Records, you idiot. Fourth term. That'll be 16 years. He's been there 12 years, people. The airport's a debacle. We're so much in debt. And he wants to do another 4 years, and he's touting that? Do we need to continue? Are you crazy, Kern? If we continue in the direction we're continuing in, it's your leadership, we'll be broke forever. So there's a lot of good going on in St. Clair County. Is he crazy? This guy must be nuts. He must be taking some of this legal medical marijuana. He must be smoking 5,000 joints a day if he's talking like that. But he's announced that he's going to run for county board. He's been the county board chairman since 2004. Seeking his fourth term, Kern wouldn't speculate on whether he would have any challengers. I guarantee you'll have challengers, Kern, because people are fed up with you. The people of East St. Louis are fed up with you. Now, you'll have the committeemen that have jobs by you. You'll have some of the plantation Negroes. They'll be stepping and fetching for you. And I know that because if they'll step and fetch for you at a proud man's funeral, they'll step and fetch for you anywhere. But for you to say that you want to continue to provide good services, you must think we're all nuts, Kern. You haven't provided anything but jobs for you, your family, and your close friends. And you want to consolidate jobs? You didn't consolidate Herb Simmons' job, the guy that's not qualified that you're giving $60,000, $80,000 a year to, that was never advertised, that the proud blacks never had the opportunity. See, you can sit down at a funeral for an hour. You can go over to the NAACP for an hour or two. If you think that makes you a leader in the black community, you're crazier than I am, Kern. You're a piece of crap. And for people to want to elect you for a fourth term, it's not a career opportunity, you idiot. If you can't get anything done in 12 years, and I want to ask everybody in St. Clair County. Is your life better than it was 12 years ago? Hell no. They raise taxes. They raise fees. They raise everything. The courthouse taxes at the circuit clerk's office are up about 100%. They don't call it taxes. It's fees. It's not fees. They're taxing us to death. All you people know that. And for Kern to slap us in the face and say he's going to seek a fourth term and he wants to keep going in the same direction? This guy is one goofy son of a bitch. But Kern, let me tell you, the people of St. Clair County, the people below the hill, not the few plantation Negroes, not the McCalls, not the plantation Negroes that got elected by the proud black community and then sold out to you, but the true proud blacks. They've got your number, Kern. You can come down for a funeral and put tears in your eyes. You can go to the NAACP and put money in their pocket. You're not sincere, Kern. Everybody knows that. So if you think you're playing the game, Kern, you're going to lose, buddy, and you're going to lose big time. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, and proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station, Radical Radio at its finest. And we are and always stand tall to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. We're about running out of time like we usually do. School District 189, Local 1220, the Teachers Union down in East St. Louis. Hey, we wish you guys the best. And I said, I think it was Friday, Culver, why don't you take a cut and pay or not take any money? The teachers aren't getting any money for not working. And if they're not working, you're not administrating anything. You don't deserve any money. But here's what I'll say. Where are the politicians in East St. Louis? Where are the political leaders in East St. Louis? The school district, the people that live in that district, they vote for you. They vote for you. Why aren't you out? Why aren't you out helping these people get this resolved? I've been out on the picket line several times. Never have I seen a political leader of East St. Louis. Never I seen Amika. Never I seen any of them. I saw June Hamilton Dean, and I think she's supportive of the teachers, but that's the only one I've seen out there. And I would say to the leaders of the community, even if most of the teachers don't live in town, even if they can't vote for you, every one of the students in School District 189 live in that town. Their parents live in that town. Their parents vote for you. You political leaders owe it to your bosses, to your constituents in East St. Louis to get out there and try to get this resolved. You can't back off this. You have to fight. You have to fight for the teachers. And even more than that, you have to fight for your students, the kids that live in School District 189, the kids whose parents vote for you rotten bastards in East St. Louis. Don't act like you don't want to be part of it. You know, you got to take, it's like a marriage. You take the good times with the bad times. And it's bad times now, but the political leaders need to step up and help resolve this so the students of School District 189 can get the education that they deserve, the education that we're paying for, the education that Culver's getting $200,000-$300,000 for, all the administrators he brought down from Springfield and Chicago, all the money they're getting. It's a money grab for them, for the teachers. It's survival. And even more than survival of the teachers, it's survival of the students of School District 189. Parents in School District 189, you need to get out there and help on the picket line. You need to demand that your political leaders, your people that you put in office, your employees, you are their bosses. You need to call and you need to demand that the administrator, Alvin Parks, the city leaders, the mayor, the council, you people need to demand that they come out and help stop this bleeding, this educational bleeding that's not going to hurt anybody more. Not, you hear me, hurt anybody more than your children, your grandchildren. We need to stop that. School District 189 needs to get back to work. The teachers need to make a decent salary. The school superintendent needs to get his ass out of town is what really needs to happen. I don't know why they bring people in from out of town when there's enough local people. But I'll tell you, they want you local people on election day. They don't go out of town to get the votes on election day, do they? Hell no, they don't. They want your vote. That's like Kern. That's like Sprague. They give a damn less. Where's Kern at in this whole situation? I asked the School District 189, is Kern tried to get involved? Has Kern tried to put this together? The leader of the county, is Kern? Hopefully after I exposed him, he'll try to do something now. Kern's not had his white-ass face and his white-ass, greasy ass down there one time trying to help this situation out. Where's Sprague? No, they'll go to a funeral to be seen, to act like they're serious about the black community. I say personally, I don't think either one of them give a damn about the black community because they're only down on bad days, on funerals and election day. So if that makes them concerned about the black community, something isn't right with that picture. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio. And you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, as you've witnessed. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We're going to talk about the upscale home project proposed for Belleville. $500 to $1 million homes a half a mile from Belleville West High School. These people must be smoking that crap they're trying to get legalized. But people, remember, these are the vast, vast minority, the political vultures, the one that'll bite and eat and suck every piece of flesh off our bodies. Suck, you will, flesh off our bodies. And they will continue to do that until we, not as black, not as white, not as men, not as women, not as Democrats, not as Republicans, but we as Americans, we as people, come together, unite, so we can expose, and it's happening more and more every day, and we can drag these rotten bastards over the political coals of hell and run them, and drag them. And I don't care if it's political coals of hell. I don't care if it's political knives. I don't care if it's political bombs. Let's just drag these bastards because they have hurt us enough. Let's hurt them politically, of course, by exposing them, dragging them, and at the end, the ultimate, destroying them so we can have a better lives for us and our families, future generations. Destroying them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.